Bentley, do you want a baby brother or sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want a baby brother or sister? Yeah. Duh. Hey Bentley, do you want a baby brother or sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey y'all, I'm Lauren, this is Garrett and Bentley, and we invite you to join us on our journey through life and infertility as we try for baby number 2.
What's up guys, Garrett and Lauren here. Bentley's sleeping in the back. Well, he was until I started talking. Today we're going to take you through a little bit of our day. So we're going to start the day hitting the gym. Lauren's probably going to hang out here for a little bit. Once Bentley wakes up, maybe she'll come in and we'll trade out or something. But stay tuned, we're going to have a fun day. Give the baby some milk. Uh-oh. Say sorry to the baby. Oh, thank you. Can you burp the baby?
Yeah.
Alright, hold up and pat its back. Say burp, baby. You be gentle, okay? You gotta be soft. Show me soft. Yeah, thank you. That's the baby's ear. It's a little.
Hello.
Hey.
We hope that you enjoyed joining us on our day today. It was a busy day, but it was a good day. We had a lot of fun. To wrap up this vlog, we kind of just wanted to share with y'all our history and how we got to this point today to be starting IVF again. We met in November of 2013 when my sister introduced us via Snapchat. So we didn't meet in person until January of 2014. And then I moved to Texas in November of 2014, and we were kind of just inseparable ever since I moved here. We said from the beginning that we wanted kids together. We wanted them while we were young. We wanted them close together. And basically, from the beginning, we never tried to prevent pregnancy. It was kind of just something that we knew that we wanted, and we were fine with it whenever it happened.
Sorry, Mom.
So I moved here in November 2014. November of 2015, we got engaged, and we got married in March of 2016. So the few months leading up to the wedding, we really started trying technically with ovulation tests and just trying to make sure that the timing was right, but we still didn't get pregnant. So I remember talking to my mom my wedding weekend and saying that I believed that maybe the reason that we were not pregnant was because my whole life I said that I wanted to get married and then pregnant. And my mom had said the same thing. She was like, yeah, you're right. Once you get married, you'll get pregnant. It was just the whole married first and then pregnant thing. So once we got married, we tried for a few more months, and then I just decided that it wasn't working for a reason, that I was broken and that I wanted to do something about it. So I went to my sister's OB because I didn't even have one in Texas yet. And she looked at me, she did an exam and an ultrasound, and she told me that she didn't see anything wrong. Well, I didn't like that answer. What she said was that in order to continue testing, we needed to test my husband first, just because the next tests were going to be invasive and she didn't want to start those without ruling out the male factor infertility option. And so basically I decided from that I didn't like her because there was something wrong with me and she wasn't willing to fix it. And so I didn't want to put Garrett through that, and I just kind of brushed it off for a few months. A few months went by and we didn't get pregnant still, and I was so frustrated. I was finally like, okay, we need to do something about this. Let's just go get your semen analysis done, and from there we can move forward with the process. So we went to the place, or Garrett went to, they told them that they would call him with the results.
Funny story about that place is when you go in there, they only see women unless it's a male, and you're only there doing a semen analysis. So you walk in and everybody knows what you're there for. So you check in, and it's pretty awkward your very first time doing that. And you check in and you're pretty nervous, and you tell them what you're there for, and they're like, oh yeah, no problem. And then they make you, I called it the walk of shame. They told me to follow the trail on the ground, but the trail was little sperms just all the way into this room, and it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, weird. Glad I wasn't there for that. So they told him that they would call him with the results, but when they finally called, it felt like forever. They called on Friday and they said that they would need to see us to talk about the results. So I was freaking out at this point. It had already been longer than I wanted it to be to get these results. It was supposed to be an easy phone call, and now they wanted to see us. I just felt like something was wrong, and I needed to know right then. We went to the fertility clinic that Monday for the semen analysis results, and they told us that his results were not IUI bad, but they were IVF bad. That IUI wouldn't work for us, but IVF might. And that was just because the number of semen that he had, the shape of them, the mobility of them, it was all super poor. But they still thought that there was a chance, but it would be due to IVF. So from there, they suggested that he go to a reproductive urologist. There's only one of those in San Antonio. They did some major blood work before sending him, and it took about another month to get in. So he went to that doctor, and that doctor did a physical analysis and looked over his blood test results, and basically told him he had male factor infertility. There was no explanation for it. He said there's not enough, in his opinion, enough research done about it, but that was just what it was. They prescribed Clomid, but that's the same medicine that they give to females, Clomid, but they said that it probably wouldn't work, and I think we did try it, but it didn't show any results in his semen analysis. So from there we knew that IVF was going to be the best / only option for us moving forward. So we scoped out the fertility clinic that we would want to move forward with, as well as the fertility clinic that was going to be on his insurance when he got his new job. So we started going to that clinic and paying out of pocket because we were not yet on insurance, but we timed it out well enough that we had our initial appointments done and paid for, and I started birth control, which is the first step of the IVF process. Started that birth control on our own dime to lead up to the point is right when I was supposed to end the birth control and start the major drugs, they were going to be covered by the insurance, which we're so grateful that it was covered by the insurance, at least most of it. We still paid a few thousand, but we didn't have to pay as much. I think it was like $50,000 total is what they billed the insurance for the whole process. So we started the IVF process with the birth control, then it led into shots and patches and all these different just injections of drugs. They put me on all these drugs to hype up my ovaries to produce more eggs than would normally be produced. Usually a woman lets go of 1 egg a month, but we wanted to hype that up because they were going to go in and take out my eggs, and we wanted to take out as many as possible. So from the research that I had done, I had determined that 10 was going to be an ideal number for me. If we could hype up my ovaries and I could get 10 good eggs out of it, I would be thrilled. So we hyped them up, drugs, so many drugs. Later, it was a painful process.
Multiple shots a day.
Yeah, it wasn't very fun. We went in for the egg retrieval, which they sedate you for, and they remove your eggs. They actually got 23 mature eggs out of me, which was amazing. Like I said, we were going for 10 and we got 23. So I was so happy with that. And Garrett ended up giving 2 samples that day, and they were able to fertilize 11 of those eggs. So with those 11 eggs, they then waited 5 days to see which ones would survive to be embryos. And on the 5th day, we got the call that only 1 had made it. So from 23 eggs, we went to 11 fertilized. We went down to 1. I was super stressed about that. We were hoping to get more than 1 embryo just because we wanted to be able to put the embryos in the freezer and have future embryos ready for other transfers without doing the IVF process over again. But now we only had 1 and our chances were low. So at this point, they had to do the pre-implantation genetic screening. Because with Garrett's male factor infertility, the weird thing is that his sperm, which they had never seen this before at the doctor's office, like so much so that they wanted him to come in on a Saturday as like a science experiment to see if they could test it even further. But his sperm have 2 heads and 1 tail.
46 chromosomes.
46 chromosomes each instead of 23. So if one of his 46 matched with my 23, it's not good. From that point, they took the embryo and took a small piece of it and sent it off for the genetic testing to ensure that it had the proper number of chromosomes. And at that point, they were able to tell everything genetically about the baby. They could have told us the eye color, the hair color, the gender of the baby, and this baby was in a freezer. It wasn't even in me at this point. But we didn't want to know any of that. We didn't want to know the gender. We just wanted to know if our baby was healthy, and the answer was thankfully yes. So once we found that out, we started the drugs over again, different drugs this time, to prepare my body for the transfer. So the transfer, Garrett was there for, and it was a smooth process. They didn't have to put me under or anything like that. But the embryo was in the freezer for about a month, and then we did the transfer. We found out 4 days after, which was really soon. You should not test that early. But about 4 days after, I did get a positive pregnancy test, and that pregnancy turned out to be our son, Bentley. So we are so grateful for that worked, and the odds were against us on every level. They told us that multiple times throughout the process that Garrett might not ever be able to have kids, and that there's just so many things that could have gone wrong, but we were so lucky that everything did go in our favor and that we ended up with Bentley. From the beginning of the process, and when we knew that we had to do IVF, we planned on doing IVF back to back. I had already Googled how soon after having a baby can you do IVF again. We knew that if this is the only way we were going to have kids, we wanted to do it again right away because we wanted our kids while we were young and we wanted them close together in age. Once we had Bentley, we kind of changed our minds on that a little bit And that was for a few reasons, one of which being that the doctor that we go to currently, he does not like us to do IVF while breastfeeding. And Bentley's 18 months now, or almost 18 months. By the time he's 18 months, I'm gonna have him weaned. But I'm glad that we had this time together to breastfeed, and that was really important to me. Another reason that we waited was just because we love Bentley so much that we were like slightly obsessed with him and didn't know if we would even like another baby. I mean, that sounds bad to say, but we were like, how could we possibly love anyone any more or the same as we love Bentley, because we gave him our everything. But we've come to learn that our hearts will grow and we will love our new baby regardless of those possible concerns. Yes, we will. And the last reason that we did not do IVF again right away is because so many people kept telling us that it was going to be our time, we were going to have a baby naturally. And although the chances were very low and Garrett never believed it,
99.9% is what the doctor said, that we'd never get pregnant naturally. I mean, miracles happen, but I wasn't holding my breath.
Well, I was. And I probably took pregnancy tests every single month since Bentley was born, even if everything is a pregnancy symptom, and I always feel like this is the month, and I would always hold out hope, and I would always feel like I would plan things. And even planning this week for this video, I'm like, how cool would it be if we started this video process and then I changed my mind because we got pregnant naturally? Well, I'm on my period now, and while I could tell myself that it could be implantation bleeding, it's not. And so we're not pregnant, and it just didn't work for us that way. It would have been nice if we did get pregnant naturally, and that would have been, it'd be kind of weird, different to be so easily pregnant like so many people seem to be. But I think that we've finally come to a realization that I have, Garrett's been there, but I finally agreed that it's not going to happen naturally for us, at least until we're like 45 and have an accident.
Yeah.
And so we are going to move forward with this process now, and we're looking forward to it. The next steps are that we are going to, or I emailed the doctor today actually and let her know that today's my first day of my cycle, and she wanted us to come in tomorrow morning. So tomorrow we're going to go in for blood tests and to talk about the schedule.
Starting early again, 6 o'clock in the morning, we'll be getting up.
Yeah, so we have to start this whole thing over again from scratch, and we invite you on this journey with us. We have no idea how it's going to end. We don't know.
Hoping for good.
Yeah, we're hoping for good. We don't know what this journey has entailed for us, but we're looking forward to a baby at the end of it, and we're looking forward to taking you along with us. We appreciate your support, and we've always had great support from all of our family and friends, so we look forward to sharing with you, and we hope you enjoy as well.
And any young couples who might see this and might be going through some tough times, feel free to hit us up, talk to us. Love to answer questions. Worked out for us, might not work out, but we hope it does.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our first vlog. We'll see you again next week. Have a good day.